Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the first ever Kick-Ass Web video series. This is the making of Kick-Ass Web, and it's going to kind of follow the process of, well, the entire process of making the website. We're going to look at the design stage today. We're going to go through a few iterations of the design probably, and then we're going to jump over into WordPress and start creating the theme from scratch. And then I'll basically show you the entire process going from this blank canvas that we see right here to a pretty much finished website, minus all the content. So let's start. We may as well just start. So we're in Photoshop CS6 here, and you can see that I actually already have a background here. This is a texture, a seamless pattern from subtlepatterns.com, which I think is a great website that everyone should go on and should know about. Here it is, subtlepatterns.com. Have a look, download the patterns, they're free, and they're amazing. But back to the Photoshop file. So what I've done is I've copied it across the entire canvas, and I've also added a layer, this coloured layer, kind of like a cream colour, and then added a blending mode of linear burn on top of that, so that it kind of gives a little bit something else. And then I'm going to make a new folder called wrapper, and I'm going to make a white wrapper and just drag a box. And in CS6 it's kind of annoying when you make a vector shape like this, any kind of shape, you get a stroke around it, which is really annoying. But if you hold Command and H, that'll toggle it on and off. You can also just go up to View and press Extras. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just resize this roughly to about the size of a website. I'm not too bothered about being pixel perfect, because the website's going to be responsive and it's going to have to squeeze into a lot of different screen sizes, but we're going to mock up kind of the desktop version, I suppose. And then we'll sort out mobile afterwards. A lot of people go, well, not a lot of people, but some people go mobile first. I tend to stick to desktop because I think for a website like this, more people are going to be on desktop than on mobile. So we just added a drop shadow there, which kind of sets it off a little bit, I suppose. Yeah, so that's much better than a blank canvas already. I've kind of already got a drawing of what I'm going to do. It came to me last night when I was in bed. I had to draw it really quick, and today we're going to design it. So what I've got is a header. Whoops. What I've got is a header. So let's add a new folder, call it header. It's nice to keep your Photoshop files organized. It makes it much easier when you come to edit them. So I'm thinking this for the header, and I've got purple as my colour, a nice dark purple. Which I quite like that. Maybe a bit thinner than that, and I don't know why I always tend to do this, but I think it's a nice effect when you add a slightly darker colour to the bottom. If we turn snap off, because that won't let us make it any smaller, we can make it a bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so this is the header background, so we'll stick that in a folder, call it BG. And what I just did there was selected two items, held shift and pressed folder, which sticks those two things inside a folder and closes the folder. Really handy. And then we're going to make one called logo. Now, I already kind of decided on the logo font. I'm not very good at illustrations, and I don't tend to do kind of image-based logos. I just tend to stick to fonts, just one font. So the font we're going for is actually a handwritten font called Hand of Sean, and it's going to be lowercase. And that's pretty much the logo. The only thing I want to do to it really is make this, in fact, let's make the background smaller. I like small headers. They're growing on me. Yeah. So, but now I want to add an underline on it. So I'm going to zoom in. Get the brush tool. Pick some kind of pencil. Make it smaller. You do this, make things smaller and bigger with the curly bracket open and close, or the square bracket open and close, but the same key. They just make it smaller and bigger and smaller. And we're going to turn the opacity up and kind of draw a line. I quite like that. So we want it kind of hand. Looking like someone's done it by hand. Let's merge the layers, and I'm just going to keep copying it until it gets to a shade that we can actually see, which I quite like that. So I'll merge those layers, and that's our kind of logo done. If you can call it a logo, but it's identifiable, it's nice, I like it, it's handwritten, it's personal, it's cool. So now let's do a navigation. And navigation, really simple. White again, home, blog, videos, quick tips. Those are the sections we're definitely going to have, and I think we might in the future do a little VIP section. I'm not sure 100% yet, but I think I'd like to prepare for it in the design. So if we spread these out a bit, just by doing some spaces. And I think we're going to need a new font. Now I'm really into slab serif fonts. Sorry. So we're going to try and find one. One that looks cool, not too thick, that's too thick. No. Too thin. It's like Goldilocks. Come on, slab serif. That's it's okay. Sure, we can do better though. Can we do better? I like that. That's cool. Arvo. I think that's a web font as well, which is cool. And we're going to do some active navigation on here as well. So we'll just stick it on home for now. Stick it underneath. Make it. Well, it might be a bit too dark, mightn't it? Let's do it something like that. Copy that value over so that our dark background can have the same value as the highlighted active navigation. There we go. Ooh. A bit bigger. Center it. Grab home. And make it like a kind of a yellowy colour to connect the two sections. There we go, and we can close it up. And there we go. Okay. So that's our header done. We'll leave this video there for now, and we'll move on to the layout of the content area. Okay? Cool.